Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to They Are Billions. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be jumping into a game which has had me addicted to zombie survival for about the last, week. This game takes Age of Empires and says, what if you fought an unstoppable zombie horde instead of other civilizations or other empires? The answer is chaos of the best kind. So let's start a new game. We're going to go with LP1 as the name, and then we get to customize things a little bit. So the map type is going to be the Dark Moorland, because that's the only one I have. I haven't won on the Dark Moorland yet, so need to do that before I can get some other maps. We are going to be playing with 100 days. We could go for 150, but we'll do 100. And very low population, which is technically easy, but that's fine. We're going to go with very low population, giving us a score factor of 30. Now, on the Dark Moorland, that score factor can actually go up to 320%. So if you consider this the difficulty, it's not very high when I have it like this. And that should probably tell you something about how difficult this game actually is. This isn't a very high number, and I have still yet to win. So with that in mind, let's begin, and let's see what happens with They Are Billions. Hopefully, we get a pretty decent start on a pretty decent map, because sometimes you don't. Sometimes you'll get a pretty awful start with no immediate resources. You get some choke points around you that are super, super wide, and all that stuff is very, very important. Now this is interesting. This is actually not a bad start at all. And what I'll do is I'll try to explain everything as we come to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my rangers here, and I'm going to send them out that way. Going to grab my soldier here and send him out there. And what I'm looking for here are choke points and resources. So right here we have some iron. Right here we have some stone. We have a bit more stone up here as well. That, I believe, is oil. And what we can see here is we have what is effectively a very large, very wide choke point here. In fact, what we could... Oh, there's some zombies. So we will need to fight those later. And there's some zombies there as well. So these choke points... we have resources too. These choke points are actually very important for defensive reasons. We need to be able to defend our base, because if this building gets destroyed, we lose the game. So I'll grab those resources too and see kind of what we're dealing with this way. Looks to me like a very, very open area, which has me a little bit concerned, because that's going to be a little bit difficult to work with. I'm going to pause for a second and see where you are. I want you to go out that way. And while we're paused, I'm going to go ahead and build some tents. So these tents are going to go down here. We are going to get 3 of those. We are going to get ourselves a sawmill as well. And let's see if we can get more than 11 wood here. I don't think we can. So that's going to have to be fine. We can go with 11 wood from the sawmill there, which will be a good resource. And then we have the Hunter Cottage, which I'm going to place, let's say, there for 16 food. So what all these buildings do is the tent will give us colonists and workers. We will get 4 colonists and 2 workers from the tent. Each individual tent requires 4 food, 1 energy, and 30 gold. Down in the bottom right, we have our gold count. We currently have 323, getting 193 every 8 hours. We have 30 wood in the stockpile, currently getting none every 8 hours. That'll change once we get the sawmill. We have 20 stone, getting none every 8 hours. We have 0 iron with 0 every 8 hours, and 0 oil with 0 every 8 hours. Over here, we have our current number of colonists, which is 0. We have our workers, which is 1. Sorry, that's not actually true at all. We have 1 available with 9 working and 10 in the colony. And then we have food production, which is 20 currently, with 13 being consumed and 7 available. And then energy production is 30 production, with 8 being consumed and 22 available. So the hunter's cottage over here in that particular location is going to generate 16 more food. And I could place another one over here for an extra 13 food, or there for 15 food. But unfortunately, that is too close to another building. So I could put it there for 14 food, which isn't the worst idea in the world. But basically, the game is about resource management and also building your army to defend your base. So there is a lot going on, and hopefully what I said made sense. It might be a little bit overwhelming, but hopefully it made some degree of sense. So the reason I'm scouting out these choke points is because zombies will eventually attack us. And what we want to do is make sure that we can actually defend ourselves. Now, like I said, having water nearby is useful because water and forests and these cliffs all act as natural barriers. So what I'm looking at right here is a couple of bodies of water with this bit of land in the middle. So this is a choke point right here. This is a choke point, or potentially this. This is a choke point. This is a choke point, and big choke point down here. So my rangers are going to come back, and my soldier is going to go there for a moment. In fact, he's going to go there. And we're going to have him patrol back and forth across that area to keep things relatively safe. I'm going to grab one ranger and put the ranger there. I'm going to grab another ranger and put them there. I will grab another one and put them there. And then eventually we can get a couple more rangers and put them down here. But for the time being, we need this one ranger to patrol this large area, which is a bit risky, but should be okay. And the reason we want to set up our defenses like this is because if one zombie sneaks into our base, they can corrupt buildings, turning all the workers in that building into zombies, and things will spiral out of control so quickly. We don't want that to happen. So what we need to do next is get ourselves a quarry so that we can go ahead and start gathering some stone. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get any more than 3 stone from the little pile that we have here. That's fine. We'll go ahead and start getting 3 stone from that every 8 hours. We could throw in more food. I don't know if we need it. We probably need another tent, though. So we'll get 2 more of those. And we can also go in here, and this is where we start managing energy. So this right here is a Tesla tower. It doesn't generate energy, it just expands our energy radius. So if I click on this, you can see these highlighted tiles. And if I place a Tesla tower there, you can see where it's going to provide coverage to. Anywhere that we want to build, we need energy coverage. So if I want to build walls in this area, I need a Tesla tower right there. If I want to build walls in this area, I need a Tesla tower right there. If I want to build walls down here, you guessed it, Tesla tower. Same with down here as well. So we're going to want to expand quite a bit into a lot of these areas. I'm also going to put a Tesla tower there so I can expand up this way a little bit and get access to that stone. And once those are all built, we can see the power generation, the power radius, the energy coverage expand into all of those areas. So any second now, there you go, it expanded that way. Then this one should expand that way. This one will expand down here as well. And then eventually this one will expand to that northern part as well. So what we're going to need to do is get another one there. We are going to need another one here, but we don't actually have the resources. We are in need of more wood. So we'll let the sawmill just do its thing. We can actually get more sawmills. We can get more hunters things, more quarries. But if we put those too close together, well, we actually can't put them too close together. It's just not going to work. So that's kind of a little bit of too bad, so sad right there. What I do want to do, though, is I want to start putting some walls in here. Because I can also build towers, and I think that's going to be a really important thing to do. So a tower right there is not going to be a terrible idea. And then if we move this ranger back a little bit, this thing's going to produce more wood in a second. And when it does, we can actually wall off that little area completely. Obviously, we could push out a little bit further and build our choke point here, which honestly wouldn't be a bad idea now that I think about it, because it would... Hold on. Let's cancel you and get back some of the resources. Let me send you up to here. Because what I'm going to do is have you go there, actually, and patrol back and forth like that. So you're sort of covering that entire space. And what I can do is bring more Tesla towers out that way so we can get our choke point to be a little bit further forward, giving me access to this forest to bring in more wood. So right there for another Tesla tower. And I'm thinking right, let's see, there for another Tesla tower. And there as well eventually. Now this is actually quite good. We're getting access to iron a little bit earlier on, which is great news because when we build a military building, the Soldiers Center, we are gonna need iron to make more soldiers. And soldiers are incredibly powerful units. They're really, really good. These Rangers are great. They are quick, they fire bow and arrow, they are quiet, they don't attract zombies when they shoot. The soldiers are kind of the opposite. They're slow, they're clunky, they're loud, but they are strong. For example, right here, it takes him 3 shots to kill that one zombie. That's not bad. If we go to a ranger, I don't think there's any zombies near any of my rangers currently, which is a bit unfortunate, but it takes one ranger a lot longer to kill one zombie than it does for a soldier to kill one zombie. So getting a bunch of soldiers is really good. The longest game I actually survived in, I had about 30 of them just clearing the entire map of zombies. So they are very, very useful. Let's see here. Let's start putting up some walls. We can actually build walls on diagonals and build gates in them as well. Having gates probably isn't a bad idea. There's actually a zombie approaching there, which is a bit interesting. Let's see here. Let me put a gate just there. Let me build a tower just, let's see here. I'm thinking we do the wall first. So the wall is going to come in on a diagonal like that. And then the tower, if we recycle you, we actually need a bit more wood for the tower, unfortunately. But what we can do is actually grab you and give you an attack order to go out there and kill that zombie. And we'll see just here how long it takes. So 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. So basically these guys take 1 extra shot to kill a zombie than the soldiers, which might not sound like a lot, but I find it to be a bit, I'll say. I'll not say it's a lot, but it's definitely, if you get a bunch of soldiers, things just happen so much quicker. They really, really do. So tower is going to go there in the wall. And then I want to put a bit of wall in front like that as well. So that'll actually wrap around the tower. So zombies will have to break that wall before they can break the tower. And the gate also means we can actually get through there, which is excellent news. We can also double up walls eventually. We can upgrade walls to stone. We can do all that stuff. All in due time. All in due time. I am hearing a zombie approaching though from somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where from. I don't think the base has been breached. Oh, it was done here. That's fine. So how are we looking on this? At the moment, we need 20 wood and more workers to build the Soldiers Center. So that's a bit of a pain. We can get some workers from here, though. So we'll get a few more tents like that. And what we can also do is come into here and start looking at getting a set of gates and walls on to this area over here. So let's figure out what exactly we can do here to get a nice secure space. I'm thinking a gate there is probably not a bad idea, with the walls sort of going. Oh, hello. Apparently we have 30 colonists because we get to select our first mayor. So you will unlock the stakes trap and you will give me a bonus farm. I want the farm. Absolutely want the farm. I'll explain why in just a second. Let's see here. So I want a tower there, actually. Then I want the walls to continue on the other side. Gonna need a bit more wood for that. But this bonus, the farm, is super useful because if I put it in the right spot, this is super high food production. Look at those numbers. If I get that into a really open area, we can get that number up to 64. So 64 food production from one structure this early is really, really good news. We just have to expand out a little bit. We can't put it on these rocks. That's not going to do it. So we're going to have to find a nice area for the farm to go in just a little bit. Let's see here. So that wall goes like that, and that'll be fine for the tower. I think, yeah, we do have a zombie coming in there. That zombie is about to be shot and killed. Beautiful. You go get in that tower for me. You get in that tower for me. And there we go. Shoot the zombies that get a little bit too close. You can do the same thing. And right away, we have 2 of the choke points defended. And I use the word defended kind of lightly because 1 soldier per choke point really isn't all that much. Now let's see here. We actually still don't have the workers necessary for the soldiers' center. So we are going to need another tent, which means we do need more food. So the farm, we can get 42 food there, 46 food there, 40 food there. So I think we'll go for the 46, which is a little bit further forward than I'd like. That's an area that's going to be a little bit more tricky to defend. What about over here? 36, 30, 32, 40, 44, 42, 44. Let's go with the 44. And that'll be fine. That'll give us ridiculous amounts of food production this early in the game. That's not a bad bonus to have. And while I'm waiting for that to construct, I actually want to go in and get... We'll probably need a mill. This thing will actually give us some extra energy for the colony. This thing is useful to have. It's not saying we need one just yet, but we might as well get one because it'll save on us having to build it later. What we can also do is put a Tesla tower there, and then I think a Tesla tower there will probably connect up that entire area. Unfortunately, we don't have the wood, so we gotta wait on the sawmill giving us a little bit more of that. What we can also do at some point is get another sawmill actually and put it up here for some extra wood production. Now that farm right there is going to be super useful. We are currently producing 80 food. We are consuming 33, so there's 47 available. That's really, really good news right there. Let's see, if I put you there, that right there will cover the entire area. That right there will give me a good gap to go straight across the wall. So do that, and then wait for a bit more wood and put one in there. Because then I can actually cover this entire area with a couple of walls. And I will need a few soldiers there to help me out a bit, but I think that's fine. Apparently we do need more tents though, so get me a couple of those. Let's just continue in this direction with the tents as long as I can, which is apparently quite a distance. That's actually bad. I wanted to put a wall up there. So let's see, we'll do this kind of thing with the tents. And we'll basically probably end up with a big old strip of them going through there. But that's going to be a lot of workers. I believe that's 2 workers per building. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 new workers, I do believe. Which is very exciting. So let's go ahead and say that we need a Tesla tower. I mean, we don't need one here, but I think we'll get one, like, here. It's going to take the place of one of my tents, which is fine. That's not too much of a big deal. And then I think what we'll do is just save up on wood for a little bit. Well, I say save up. We don't technically need to. We could start construction on this wall, but the thing with this wall is that I kind of want the soldier center first, and I just noticed that I can actually build the soldier center, so I guess we're going to get the soldier center, and I guess it can go right there. And that's going to let me start getting more soldiers, which is great news, because as much as I actually want the soldiers, I also really want more rangers, because getting a few of those per wall will be really useful. Another sawmill couldn't hurt. We'll get 10 wood from there, 10 wood from there, 11 from there. I don't think anyone will be able to get past that building, though, which is a problem. Let's just put it there for an extra 10 wood every 8 hours. And when we get a chance, we can build a quarry down here to get some more, to actually start getting iron, and a quarry over here to get more iron as well. So let's see here. This thing's nearly done. Let's go ahead and start putting up the towers at least. So the gate for this area is going to be, I think, there. I think that'll be fine. And then technically we could do another one there. A little bit unnecessary, but I'm going to do it just because it'll look nice. I know it doesn't need to look nice. Then a couple of towers in the middle and on either side of the gates, I think. And then probably done at the end as well. This wall here is going to need to be well defended. It's a big section of wall. The good news, though, soldier center's done. We need workers, 2 bits of wood and 120 gold per ranger. We need iron for the soldiers. I guess the real question is just how much wood do we need for the quarry? Yeah, quite a bit. We can get more sawmills though, which is nice. You know, we can get a couple of those in there. Unfortunately, it'll block the passageway though, so I might want to be careful with that. I could get one there, but that'll also technically block that passageway. That won't, but again, we're gonna wait a little bit. We're not gonna overdo it on the sawmills just yet. I do think we'll focus on this wall, which apparently I can't do 2 walls together, which is disappointing. Give me those resources back. So wall or tower there and there. And then walls there. And then I think a couple of bits of wall and tower at the end, a couple of bits of wall, tower about there, and then a couple more bits of wall. So basically there's going to be 4 towers on this entire wall, which is fine. So there and about there, I think. We do have enough to do 1 bit of wall just there. And we actually just got enough to do another tower as well. So tower there. And then all we need to do is the walls. And this is good. Our ranger, is actually running back and forth along that wall at the moment, which is totally fine by me. We are probably going to need, more food. So let's see what we can do. We could go for the Fisherman Cottage. That'll give us 12 food from that spot. And 13 food from that spot. And we can get another one around there probably. So that's fine. The Fisherman Cottages are actually really, really good, especially with this much water around, so quite happy about those. Let's go in and just finish off the walls here as well. So there we go. Those are going to be done. You are going to patrol from the front of the wall there to the front of the wall there. And when we get a few more units, we can start putting this guy into the towers. But for the time being, it's just going to have to be this. You're currently fighting a zombie. That's not too much of an issue. Let's see here. How many of these can I get? I can actually get 5 more, which is great. So we'll get those. They can rally there. And we are probably going to want to get ourselves a few more tents as well. Just to... Oh, cancel that one. Just to bring the number of workers up a little bit. So we'll just cram them in there like that. That'll give us 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 more workers. We have our ranger ready here. So let's go ahead and put you in that tower. We'll put you into that tower. And we'll basically line this wall with rangers in towers at some point. So those tents are getting completed, which is great news. You're fighting some zombies over there. I would really like to close up more of these choke points. I'm a little bit nervous about those being open. But at the same time, I feel like we have enough troops to sort of, defend any choke point if a major horde decides to attack us, which does happen, by the way. Just as an FYI, that will happen. Warehouses can be quite useful. They're very useful structures. They will expand the maximum storage capacity of my colony, as well as increasing the resource production of surrounding buildings. So we could generate more food with a warehouse. We could generate more wood with a warehouse. We could generate more iron with a warehouse if we had it here as well. Generally speaking, a warehouse is not a bad building to have. I just don't know if I want it yet. Because this right here, the wood workshop, will let me start researching more advanced structures, including a great ballista, which is super good for defensive work, so I'm not really sure there. We do need another mill, though. So we'll get one of those. And we'll place it just there. And I don't think we desperately need to expand our Tesla range, our energy range just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a gate. I think, honestly, there isn't a bad spot. Something like that. Maybe back a little bit. Maybe there. I think there's a fine spot. So a gate there with a tower there and a couple bits of wall like that. So the tower is actually defended. The tower is behind the wall. So again, the zombies would have to break the wall to get to the tower. Then you up here, you're actually in a really interesting spot. I do feel like we need to push forward with you a little bit.
Aren't there other units to bother?
Because I can't really see what's going on there. I could do a single gate, which I really don't think is a good idea. I don't think I can move. Oh, I can move that. No, I can't move that in. So maybe gate there with a tower. I really don't know on this one. This one's a little bit tricky. Because we could completely enclose the gate there. But then we kind of end up in a situation where the towers are potentially vulnerable. And I kind of like the idea of my towers being behind the walls. So I think gate there with the walls sort of going like that. Then the tower in there.
Yes, tell me. But be quick.
That should be fine. So you can get up in that tower for me and shoot that zombie. And that'll keep us relatively safe on that front. And I believe that's all of our choke points. No, this one's not enclosed. That's a bit of an issue. You there, get in that tower. You get in that tower. You go and double up with that guy. And you can go and double up with this guy. And that should give us, again, pretty decent defenses on all fronts. You can go and jump in that tower for me. So yeah, that zombie will go down in 2 shots, effectively, because those guys fire at the same time. And now we have dozens of infected nearing the colony from the west. They will be here in 8 hours. So this is the first horde that's attacking the colony in mass. So what I'm going to do is train up more rangers. And we need to figure out where exactly they're coming from, because it says the west, which is obviously this way. But they might attack this gate. They might attack this gate. So it could be either of those two, really. So we just have to sit and wait and see what happens. Let's see here. Quarry, we want one of those. 4 iron from that spot is pretty good, so we'll get that. We do need to get this thing here. We need workers and we need wood. So can I get more of those? No, we need more food. So let me build a fisherman's hut there for 13 more food and there for another 13 food. So the horde, we can see, has just entered the mini-map down here. Because we haven't scouted out there, though, we don't actually know. We don't actually know what kind of that terrain is going to be like. We won't be able to see the horde until they enter our vision radius thing. They're currently hidden by the fog of war. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's see, you two. And I want to put you in that tower. I am going to grab you. And I'm going to have you go and stand by that wall. I'm going to sincerely hope that they attack this wall. And not the lower one. Because that could be a little bit awkward if they attack the lower one. It looks like they're going for that upper one. Yeah, they're going for the upper one. My soldier is just arriving. These guys should be able to deal with this. This is not going to be a big horde to begin with. These hordes do get a lot bigger, though. So, the horde has been wiped out. And these guys are not going to attack the remaining zombies. You can go down there and get back in your wall. There's a zombie hitting the wall, which is a bit of an issue. I don't think he can go around it. I think he's stuck there, which is fine. So you can get back in that. You can... Let's see here. Let's put you in that tower. The walls were under attack. They're not anymore. We can go ahead and repair everything as well, so that'll get those walls and the gate fixed up. And then what we can do is keep looking at this. So we need more workers, which needs more tents. So we'll get a few of those in the go. Just like so. We can maybe tell our rangers to move a little bit. We'll select them and move them down there. And what I'll do is say that you can both go join this guy. So basically what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm just going to reinforce every tower with 4 units, whatever those units may be. They'll probably end up just being soldiers because I do kind of want, sorry, not soldiers, rangers, because I kind of want my soldiers to gather up and form an army once we get the means to make a bunch of them, which we don't have because we don't have the food. So gotta go back in looking at the food here. In terms of food, I mean, we can place another hunter's cottage somewhere like that for a bit of extra food. We could say there as well for a bit of extra food. We could go there for extra food as well. And there for 15 food. So that will give us a whole heap of food. You are going to go over there. So you just go over there for me. And when those hunter's cottages are done, we should be able to get a bunch more soldiers. And also the wood workshop, finally. So the wood workshop is going to go right there. My soldiers are going to go down there. And you're going to go there as well. So I should be able to get a bunch more of these guys. There we go. We can get 5 of them, which is great. We can maybe get more tents as well, just to bring the number of workers back up to a good level there. Cancel you. Obviously, that's going to consume a lot of food, but it means we don't need to worry about workers later down the line. We also need some gold and a few more workers to get another mill, which I think, yeah, we've only got 6 energy available, so getting another mill is not going to be a bad idea. Let's throw a new mill just there, I reckon. And when we get this group of soldiers together, we're actually not going to be in a bad spot at all. We can send them out to start scouting some areas and looking around for us. And when this is built, we can actually start researching things as well, which is also very, very exciting. Let's see, though. Can I maybe get a couple of rangers on the go as well? Because I realize this tower over here still has 1 dude in it. There's 4 rangers along here. Obviously, all in different towers. And we probably also want to start doubling up some of the walls. Just to, you know, have them kind of reinforced. So something like that is not a bad idea. And we can actually double up gates as well. Or maybe we can't. Can I cancel that bit of wall? And then gate there. So that'll double up the gate. I don't think I can do a wall there. Oh, I can. So there we go. That wall's doubled up. We got 2 gates there as well, which is great news. We can do the same here as well. Going like... Let's see. We don't have energy out there. That's fine. So we can go something like that to nicely reinforce that space. If we had energy out there, we could go on further, but we can just do that, I suppose. And that will, again, just provide us a bit more security. We could easily double this one up. Not that we strictly have the wood for it, but we could. So we'll do this kind of thing. And we can just bring some more walls through like that. Then over here as well is going to be a really simple stretch of wall to double up on there. Once we get the wood, which we now have. There we go. So doubling all that up just gives us some reinforced walls. This one will eventually be doubled up as well. But what we can do is We actually can't get these rangers because we don't have the wood for it. There we go. Get a few more rangers on the go and then move my soldiers to there so I can see them clearly. Ranger, you are going to go over there and reinforce that tower. Apparently you're stuck, which is great. Can you go over there for me? There you go. So you're moving out, no problem. This thing's built, the wood workshop. So we want a few things. We want the cottage because that'll actually give us more colonists and workers and more gold. We want the farm because that's going to give us more food. Not that we necessarily have the areas for it. So what I'm thinking we go for is possibly the stone workshop because that's actually going to let us get more advanced researches. Let me pause while I do this actually. The Great Ballista is great for defenses. I don't think we need it yet. We will eventually, but not just yet. The Sniper, also good for defenses. Quite slow at shooting, but really high damage. I think what we're going to go for is going to be the market. Because we can buy and sell resources. It will automatically sell excess resources and will reduce the food needs of surrounding dwellings. So the market can probably go down here. So that means we consume, all of these houses can potentially consume less food. And then when those are upgraded to cottages, can also consume less food. Interesting that we seem to have a decent number of zombies approaching right now. Can I select all of my towers for a second? I have done. Always prioritize the highest level target. And you guys always prioritize the highest level target. You go to that tower for me. And you go to that tower for me so we can get 3 guys in there. And then you are making a few more. Get me 2 more of those guys so we can get all of these towers reinforced with an extra ranger as well. Yeah, you guys are doing a pretty decent job there. So just keep that up. I'm going to select my soldiers, actually. I'm going to send them out here. Just to get them a little bit of experience, because eventually they can become veterans. So they should wipe these zombies out without any real problem. Yeah, so soldiers they're pretty good. And I've had teams of soldiers, 3 or 4 times this size. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous what you can do with a team of soldiers. So these are going to be really good. We did just unlock the market. Can I place it yet? No, we need more workers. That's a bit of a pain. Let's place another one of those. And how many workers do we have available? 4 available, and this is going to give me +2. So we actually do need another one of those, and we do need more food as well, which is frustrating to say the least. I can't really do anything with a fisherman's hut, like it's completely blocked off there from the water. There is not a lot of room for more hunters' buildings either. There's really, really not. I could put one outside here, but that's going to be pretty bad for, defensive purposes. Over here is not amazing. Here might have to be our go-to spot. Oh, wait a minute. Fisherman's hut out here. 16 food. I think we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to hope that these guys can defend it. These 2 rangers are going to go into that tower because they're going to be responsible for defending the fisherman's hut. Because we need the food. We really need the food. Let's see, what are you guys up to? You guys are doing a fantastic job down there. Keep pushing south. Let's see if we can take out all these zombies. It does seem like there's something substantial down here. There's an awful lot of zombies. We've also completed a tent. Let's see here. So that still needs workers. We currently have 6 available. But we don't have the food, and this thing will take, will probably take a couple of workers. Oh no, we still have 6 available, so I should be able to get this. I just don't know where to build another tent. That's kind of an issue. There's not really a lot of room left. Let's see. I kind of don't want to build it right down here because that's kind of where I was hoping I could place the market. I could build it out there. I could build it over... No, I can't really build it out here. I can't build it there either. I can build a couple there. And then we're going to have to just start upgrading these like crazy at some point. So that reminds me, let's go to here and start researching the cottage. Since that is a thing we're going to need. You guys just keep pushing south, and what I'm going to do is also probably need to get the warehouse at some point to increase the production of iron. I mean, we have plenty of it, we just probably want more. Let's see, market, can I place you there? I absolutely can. Oh, we got another mayor. More stone reserves or more gold income? I'm gonna go stone reserves.